Welcome back.
We're back.
Yay.
Welcome. Rahn Hortman, Catherine Maloney, and Marlon Gordon.
What's up?
Laugh Through Podcast. It's been a minute, but we're back. Hi, y'all.
Hi.
So happy to see y'all.
I know. It's been too long.
Too long. Life has been lifing, and we are here. Blessed to kick it with each other one more time. So let's just have fun, y'all.
Yeah. What have you been up to?
Well, like I said, life has been lifing. The kids have been kidding.
You
And,
got a whole house full of little ones running around.
Oh.
Well, they're not so little anymore. Now you got. I know you don't like to disclose how old you are.
Yes. I'm a myth.
A
mythical
legend.
creature, you know. I don't age. I just do what I do, all right? But yeah, the kids, man. So a couple weeks ago, I had to babysit 2 toddlers.
Your grandchildren?
2 grandchildren. I had to babysit.
Oh, because you're a grandfather.
Yeah. Technically speaking,
Okay.
I am a grandfather.
Technically.
I just wanted to make sure we were clear on that.
Yes, my kids have kids.
Okay, all right.
They did it, not me. So I don't see why I should be penalized for that. But I love these little people. And
So you were all by yourself with the 2 kids? With
Yes.
the 2 toddlers?
Yes.
Wow.
1 and 2 years old.
Is it like riding a bike?
No.
Okay.
So my problem was I would get one sleep, then the other one will wake up. Then the other one wants to eat, then the other one wants to play. The other one wants to do it. And so I was like, how come they don't synchronize? I wanted to synchronize these kids.
So you could take a nap?
Yeah.
So I could do what I wanted to do. So, and the little one, if you don't watch him for 30 seconds, he's done something. Like, he's that bad and that fast.
What's like the messiest thing? Like my mom would be like, you'd go in the fridge and like you'd drop all the eggs on the floor. Like she would tell me all these things I did. She was like, you drank nail polish remover once and you swallowed a nickel. And I'm like, were you watching me like at all? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's a lot of stories for one person.
How did you drink nail polish remover and you're still here today?
I don't know. Like
He probably just took a shot.
yeah, just to wet the whistle. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to try it and
Because
I
it
kill
didn't taste
myself.
good. Yeah. This kid got in the litter box.
That's disgusting.
That's this kid. Yeah.
Like, what'd you do? Did you just immediately put him in the bath?
Wasn't
Because
on
that's what I did.
Wasn't on my watch. So
Oh, okay.
they handled it how they handled it, but it wasn't on my watch. So I know that he does things. So I try to, pay attention. So I was upset. I was complaining about them not synchronizing. So they synchronized. Guess when they synchronized, y'all?
When?
Middle of the night.
What's that smell?
At
Both of them
the same time.
at the same time. It was
They were
ridiculous.
in the corner, like high-fiving each other.
Got 'em.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I do
That
not
was
recommend.
on your watch.
Do not recommend. Yeah.
But wouldn't you rather just knock them both out at once rather than do one then the other like 2 hours later?
No, so Marlon,
I guess that's true when you think about it.
the gift of being
Like,
a
eat your
grandfather
vegetables.
is you try to stall it out till somebody else gets there.
True.
Being a grandfather or being a father?
Both.
Any type of father.
Both. Any type of father. You try to stall it out, the help comes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they synchronized too early, and I was forced.
You're like, Happy Father's Day.
Yes. Ugh.
Little gift for you,
Ugh.
Granddaddy Fresh.
Ugh. I love them to death, but it's a lot of work, man.
I know. That's why I only have one.
You only got one?
One child. That's it.
You
Done.
stopped?
One and done. Like I know what I can do with my life.
Good for you.
You know, and I say it on stage. I'm like, there's a lot of pressure though when you only have one kid. Because if you have 5 and like 2 turn out to be crackheads, it's like you got the other 3. You
That's
know what
good.
I mean?
That's a good way to look at it.
But when you only have one and she turns out to be a crackhead, it's your fault, Catherine.
Yeah,
you know?
that's on you.
So there's a lot of pressure, but there's also like the peace of mind where I can spoil her. I could do what I want. I don't have to worry about like another one saying, well, you never did that for me, or you never, like, I don't have 1,000, baby pictures or anything.
The audacity of these kids, but that's how they really think.
Oh, absolutely.
They
It's
really think
even
like that.
Steven
They're keeping score of,
Absolutely.
you did this for them. Listen,
even when you pour cups, like I had like my sister and I grew up and like God forbid, like her cup or she had an extra or whatever, like, yeah, there was a problem. And I remember I was the older one, but older kids are just more type A, and like they're like the one that's really in control of the family, especially if it's a girl that's the first child.
Well,
You got a little mini manager running that house.
I was the oldest, so you like the link between the parent and the kids.
Yes.
So
and
you're like a
a
hybrid.
And you're a onesie like me.
Yeah.
We're the only children from our mother and father.
Yes.
We don't have any direct like siblings.
Well, no,
right?
I do.
You have direct siblings?
Yes.
Oh, I'm a onesie.
Yeah, I got 3 brothers.
Oh, you got 3 brothers. Oh my gosh.
I'm the oldest.
Oh, you're the oldest.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's
Which means I'm the smartest. Too.
of course, because you've been running the show since
exactly.
the start. Yeah, but there's a lot of pressure when your parents aren't together and you have to do the negotiating and stuff. My parents couldn't be in the same room. Period.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it was rough.
Wow.
Yeah. It's weird because then my mom would be like, she'd romanticize. She'd be like, we used to go to concerts and we used to do this. And I'm like, the guy you won't let me talk to? Like, it's weird, right?
Now they got on-site beef. Like,
yeah, like immediately she's like, hate him. I'm like, oh, calm down. We're at my communion. You know what I mean? Like, we're at church and you're like throwing like hateful things. So it was bizarre. So at least you had your brothers that you could commiserate against the parents together.
So, I love my parents. It just got to the point, like growing up, you think you smarter than your parents. You
Always.
think you know things they don't know. So I didn't really see things from their point of view. So it was always like I felt like I was in my own world. Like I'm not one of these kids because I have to help take care of them, but I'm not on their side because I have to take care of them. And so I just felt like I was almost like their mini father.
Yeah,
that makes
that's true.
sense. Yeah,
that's
I was like
true.
mini dad.
Yeah.
So,
that happens in a lot of families, though. Like some, some traditionally, like the parents raise like the oldest, and then the oldest are responsible to to raise the little kids, and then it just like goes down, like in big families. So sometimes like they just expect you to be that person.
Well, I mean, you had to do it to make the family work. Like, 'cause it wasn't like they were just not there; they were at work.
Oh yeah, but it's amazing like how responsible we were as like kids. Like I walked myself to kindergarten, kindergarten.
Yeah.
Like I had a key to the house in like 2nd grade. Like buses and just like make yourself something to eat. Like we knew how to make hamburger helper. Like in elementary school. That's crazy.
But would you let your kid walk to school today as a 2-year-old?
I would.
Even in kindergarten?
No,
Never.
Yeah.
No, you
No.
can't now.
I
No,
barely
can't.
wanted her to take a school bus. She only did it for like a short period of time because we had to do it. But other than that, like, I'll just have like I said, it's only one. I'll just take her. I'll have her all the time.
When I was 8 or 9, I would take the city bus with my little brother across town. I knew how to do that. Key to the house, all that.
Yeah.
We had
Like
all
they'd be
that.
like,
You
get on
had
the
to.
train or get on the bus and you go here and go there. Like I take myself on the bus to my dentist appointments and it was like 30 blocks away from my house. And they'd be like, and I was in 5th grade.
Yeah.
And then she'd be like, yeah, you get off the bus and then you cross the street and then the dentist is right there. And then maybe we'll pick you up in the evening. If not,
keep your
get on the
transfer.
bus. Yeah.
Keep your transfer.
Yeah, it was bananas. But yeah, you're right. Like now, I would never.
Yeah,
It just
what
seems more
changed?
dangerous. It seems more dangerous now.
Is it more dangerous,
No.
or is it just the fact that communication is more open?
That's
And-
what I
Communication is
Yeah.
more open. We see everything now.
Yeah. Because I watched true crime. It wasn't safer back then. It was just we were less informed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's like, they're like, this place was like a bubble and nothing ever happened. And then you find out like the guy driving the bus like killed like 30 people in their neighborhood. And
Yep.
they were like, we can't figure out who it is. He's
Yeah.
the only one,
Well, at
But-
least Florida, we don't have basements.
That's true. But we do have sheds in the backyard. It's a happy topic.
Oh, there's that.
Oh, there's a place for it. But yeah. So, but that's crazy. Well, I'm proud of you though. 2 kids, 2 toddlers. You changed diapers.
I did.
And
I did.
You did it. You survived.
I did. I couldn't wait for they sugar mama to get there because I was done. I'm done. My patience isn't the same anymore. For a lot of things, I don't tolerate a lot of things anymore. I walk away.
Okay, that's good.
You're
walking away from the situation.
Walking away. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
And I'm telling, hey,
I have to have like a few things I say before I walk away.
I do it.
I'm like a fog. I leave and like trail off. I'm like, and then I was like, and they're like, she's so mad.
Not me. I'm like, nope. You know what? Them is not my kids. Them is your kids. You had those kids, and I'm walking away. I'm not doing it. No.
So are you the grandfather or the grandparent that will get the kids all high on candy and stuff, chocolate, and then send them home?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
100%.
That's horrible.
They say if you, they say
You're the problem.
you can spoil your grandkids. They said if you can spoil your grandkids, then you can send them home. But if you spoil your kids, you're gonna raise your grandkids.
That's a good point.
Wow.
I've heard that several times.
Yeah.
And so like, no, they're going home. That's my thing.
That makes sense.
Go home.
Yeah.
I love you, but go home.
All right.
I need a break.
And here's a giant-sized candy bar. Eat it before you go to bed.
and they're just, kids are just different now.
Yeah, they really are.
They're totally different. And they work. Like they'll come over and do something to the TV, like put my TV back like it was so I can watch my TV because they didn't put it on the game and I don't know how to put it back. That's how smart these kids are now.
Oh my gosh, we've actually become those people.
Yes. I'm not ashamed of it no more.
You got to own it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like to learn new technology at this point in my life. Like it gives me anxiety right away.
Really?
Oh yeah. As soon as somebody's like when I started like doing my day job and they're like, we have this new platform. I'm like, like I just freak out immediately. Like freak out. Like I'm like, oh no, now it's another password I'm gonna forget. Like I never can remember a password.
I'm all password out. I'm done.
Yeah.
So
when I get one right, I eat a Hershey Kiss. I'm like, what'd you do? I'm like, look at you. You knew it.
So
from jump.
if technology freaks you out, how do you feel about the new Google chip? Have you heard about that? The quantum computing chip
Willow?
that's pulling data from other universes.
Allegedly. Wait. Start over. The what? The what?
Yes.
The what?
All right. So Google allegedly came up with this
Hold on, I
new.
got a fly attacking me. See this.
He's excited.
He's excited, yeah. This new chip, right? And it's a quantum computing chip. And they gave it like this super like unrealistic, impossible equation to solve. I forgot what they call it. But it would take so much power and so much time. It's theoretically impossible for a single computer in this universe to solve the equation. But it solved it. So now what they're
and
saying,
pretty quickly too.
yeah, pretty quickly. Now what they're saying is, and they don't even understand how it's working, but they're saying that it's pulling information or pulling resources from other universes to solve the equation.
From other universes?
Yeah, so we're like in a multiverse.
Different timelines
So wait.
too.
So I want to make sure I'm following this correctly. We're in the Milky Way.
In which universe?
Is that our universe?
No, that's the Milky Way
That's
in
the
our
galaxy.
universe. It's a galaxy.
So the galaxy and the universe ain't the same thing?
No.
No. The universe is everything. And the Milky Way is a galaxy in the universe. And
So like
we're
there's
just the
other
solar
Milky Ways
system
in other universes.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's an alternate universe that doesn't have the Milky Way. They have something else. But yeah, like
Wait. Hold on. So the Milky Way is a galaxy in the universe.
correct.
And there's other galaxies in the universe.
Yeah, so like let's say the universe is your house. The Milky Way is your bedroom.
And they're saying they went to a whole nother universe
Multiple.
to get the answers to this equation.
How does that
We're
make
in
From
you
a
feel?
computer.
simulation.
From a computer.
This is a simulation.
What is that light bill like? Like, is it,
Well, apparently it takes like this crazy amount of power to run the chip, and they have to keep it. I forgot like what the temperature is, but it's like built into this enclosure, and it's like subarctic temperatures because it has to be super cold to run. That's how much power it's drawing.
now I'm confused. Like, so how can it get information from another universe that we don't know exists.
They don't know. Maybe it was the
It's
aliens.
basically confirming that there are, like, we've always like wondered, like, there's, you know, conspiracy theorists to be like, oh, is this like multiple universes, different dimensions? And through this test of this quantum chip, Willow, they're confirming the fact that there are multiple universes.
So it would take 10 septillion years for today's fastest computer to solve that problem.
But AI kicked it out, and they were
Septillion. Google, like, it takes so long that Google had to make up this period of time, this length of time, to measure it.
And they solved it.
in like quick too. It wasn't like.
So when you're
months
saying
or
it's getting it
whatever.
from another universe, it's like what? Is it connected through Wi-Fi? Like,
Yeah,
How-
I want to know
like,
how
how
it's
is it-
tapping in.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? What?
Yeah.
Well, it's AI, so it's probably like out there in the AI mall, like being like to other AIs. You know, it's like, hey, I'm looking at this equation. Like, do you?
Has
and it's
anybody
like,
seen this?
yeah, and they're like, oh, the other guy from that universe, and you see that AI come
Yeah.
over, and
Hey,
he's
how
like,
can I help
what's
you?
up? I'm Goliath, and she's like, what's up? I'm Willow. It's like, do you
Dang,
know anything
Willow's
about
hot.
this? Yeah, dude, I was waiting for Willow, and here's Goliath's, you know, solving this equation, and now boom. Like, yeah, I think we're in the Matrix. I think we're in a simulation. That's just me. But
So you think we're in the Matrix?
I think this is all like it's your journey. It's like being in a really cool VR game. It's like you could do whatever you want. Because did you see that other thing that I forget where it was, but I think it's NASA, but they released this thing where something to do with like the way the light beams hit each other, that they noticed that there was like, you could probably look this up, but it's like light beams were hitting each other, and then there happened to be like a little portal, like where the beams were hitting each other. So they were recording it like this. They're recording it, and they noticed when they had someone observing the spot that it looked a certain way, and when they weren't looking at it and they were just taping it with a camera, but no person was observing it, it looked a different way. And comes to find out, what they think is that this is a simulation, and it just wasn't rendering. Like, you know, when you're like playing a video game and that part hasn't been built yet, that's what it was. So when we were observing it, it looked one way because it was being watched. It was rendering. But when no one was looking at it, it looked the other way. And so that came out around the same time as the Willow story.
That's crazy.
That awkward moment when you find out your friends are crazy.
Or are we?
Yeah, or are we? But I mean, if you think about it from almost like a religious perspective,
Don't you do this to me, Marlon.
No,
Don't
no.
you?
Hey, like, I'm through and through a Christian. Jesus died for me, right?
Heck yeah.
I know
I'm
that.
a practicing
Okay.
Catholic. Like, I go to church.
right.
Tomorrow
Yeah.
is a holy day of obligation. I will be at Mass.
Yeah.
I believe in that as well. However,
However, I mean, we could still be in a simulation. I mean, what if God was just the guy that made the simulation?
I told you,
and
do
he sent
not
sent
do
Jesus
this.
back to die for us, almost like Neo in the Matrix, but way cooler.
it's like a test. It's like we get to come out here and, like, you know, you have free will. Do you venture back to Christ, or do you go somewhere else? Because you choose your own adventure. It's a simulation. You have free will. But if you find yourself back, then that's when you get the reward, because it's like you've identified and made it back to it. But yes, I do think that this is like a game.
And I don't think we'll ever know the truth until we die and we're in
Die.
heaven.
And people that die, they say, like, this one old man, he was so cute. He said he was having like surgery, and he was like floating, you know, and over his body and stuff. And he said he went and followed this light, and there was like 3 beings. And this old man looks like someone's grandpa. Like, this doesn't look like somebody that you'd. I'm sorry. Sure, you guys do look crazy, but he like met these 3 beings, and they were like so excited to see him, but he obviously didn't recognize them, and he
Yeah.
was kind of thrown out. He was like, "What is going on?" And they were laughing, and they go, "He doesn't remember us." And they were like, "Did you learn it? Did you do it?" And the old man was like still like at a loss. He was like, "I don't know what's going on. Like, what's happening?" And they were like, "He doesn't remember." And they're
Uh-oh.
like, "You have to go back. You didn't learn it yet." And they
Ooh, I'm
sent
getting the chills.
yeah, and they sent him back, and he was like, "I don't want to go back. Like, I want to be with you." And they're like, "No, you like
No,
this
you want to
is-
go back.
Yeah,
Remember
some-
us.
Exactly. Some people believe, there's a theory that this is like a training planet. This is like a school. Earth is like a school in the simulation. It's hard too, they believe. Like, this is one of the hardest, like, yeah, I know, this is the stuff I do. And And so I think it's like, you know, once we pass, then we get to see what it really is after the fact. But I think we do pick this.
So when I came to record the podcast, I didn't realize I was going to be in an episode of The Twilight Zone. Now, this is deep. So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that there's been aliens and these drones and all this as of lately.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? What do y'all think? Do y'all think it's really aliens?
Yeah. Matter of fact, the orbs, if you look in the Bible and the way they describe angels, like certain angels, that's what the orbs look like.
I was just about to ask, do you
Really?
think they're angels?
Yeah. There's certain, they literally look, it's like spinning and it has an eye in the middle and it's like moving around a certain way. And that's the way it's described several times in the Bible. So yeah, I think, listen, I'm going to church for a reason.
Yeah,
okay?
yes,
Because
yes.
I do believe in everything, and I do believe that some weird stuff's been going on lately.
So wait, so do you think that, so are you considering aliens or angels aliens?
Yeah, kind of. Like, I don't know. I just think that, like, they might be on the last Earth tour, and they're all stopping by to see what it looked like before the end.
Before it's
you
gone.
know what I mean? They're all like, it's a cruise. You know what I mean? They're all
Yeah.
like, they saved up. Like, we're Disney to them. You know, especially New Jersey. That's got to be fun, right?
Yeah.
They've been watching The Sopranos up in the Galactic Federation. They're like, we love Tony Soprano. Why we not capiche? And they're all doing a flyby just to see what it looks like. But who's to say that it's not in some way connected? I don't know. I mean, I watch a lot of weird shows and conspiracy theory documentaries and stuff. But
Now you tell me.
of course, if you listen to my other podcast, you know how weird I am.
Ooh, shots fired.
But I'm open-minded. I look at everything to try to see how I feel a connection to it. But all in all, though, like because the saints that I study, a lot of them are mystics. A lot of them have weird experiences, like in some people's opinions, like this one saint, Saint Bega, she apparently like was under persecution, and so she was trying to get out of there, and so she flew on a cloud over the Irish Channel from Ireland to England, and that's part of the Catholic legend. So like if they're believing that saints are flying on clouds from Ireland to England, aliens in the sky is not a stretch for me. You know what I mean?
I've never heard that. So
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, Saint Bega, that's her thing. That's her legend or whatever.
People saw her flying on a cloud.
That's what they said. Yeah, yeah. There's other priests that have been seen like floating and levitating. Like there's this one. It's Saint Joseph of Cupertino. He literally is called the flying priest because people saw him flying around the church and like levitating and everything. So like
That is wild.
yeah, I know.
It's so wild.
Yeah,
I just
know.
came here to record today.
But now we're getting deep.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can't not consider that to be fact being a Christian, though. I mean,
Like something like,
yeah.
So
Anything is possible.
I mean, okay, I'll put it like this. So I believe the Bible. I do, and all the stories that I've read in that, and that's part of your faith. Like you got to believe it. I mean, you don't have to. That's
Do
your
you know
choice.
what
But
Bible stands for?
Oh gosh, what?
people make that up. That doesn't what it
What?
says.
Basic instructions before leaving Earth.
They taught us that in Sunday school.
It
Oh,
was
did they
in
really? I
my
never heard that.
bulletin
Yeah, they taught us
on
that in
church.
Sunday
Like I ripped it out of my bulletin a couple of months ago. Like in my Catholic bulletin, like they give you a little thing at the end of the day. They're like, "Here's your reward for showing up."
But what is it? How do you say Bible in Hebrew? Like, what's the translation?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, because Bible, that's like our
Yeah,
made up
Yeah,
word
that's our
for
word.
this
Yeah,
book
that-
that can save
Imagine
your
that's
soul.
the original word, though. Wouldn't that even
That would
be
be
weirder?
wild.
If that was it.
it's the Torah.
Oh, is that the beginning? Yeah. That
Is
The
it?
makes
Hebrew
sense.
Bible, yeah.
Okay, what do they call the New Testament then?
They don't believe in the New Testament.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
Yeah, that's like the
So-
whole point
We're
of
pretty
this.
deep on this podcast. so
Yeah, we are
I-
getting
hey,
deep.
Hey,
So what's the Greek name for it then?
we're going to have to Google
I
that.
have to Google that. All right, I got the computer.
Or ask Willow.
Willow's like, God is real. Jesus lives in Cincinnati. You know what I mean? Like that Willow knows everything.
The Greek, so according to Google, the Greek word for Bible is ta biblia, which means the books.
The books. Okay.
The books.
So that was one of my, this is weird being this is the last day of the year that we're talking about all this. But First of all, do y'all, not to change the subject, do y'all believe in New Year's resolutions?
No.
Do you do that?
Yes, but I just heard recently someone said you can come up with fun ones. Like one person, they want to try all the different shaped pastas. You know what I mean?
I mean, that kind of sounds like
you
fun.
can do a fun one, guys. Like we don't have to be like all crazy.
I know I'm
Lose
not
weight.
Italian, but don't all pasta taste like pasta?
No.
Well,
No, it doesn't.
well, like if you get good macaroni and cheese and you get the one with the ridges and stuff, and it's got like a corkscrew, because then you can get the sauce in it and it kind of coats it. You know what I mean? Like so, certain sauces with certain pastas like work better.
But doesn't the pasta portion taste the same?
No, it doesn't.
No.
So
It doesn't?
so one of my friends owns a restaurant in near Channelside called Roca, and they have a Michelin star. And Ashley and I went there for dinner a couple months ago or whatever, and she took one bite of the pasta and she was like, "This tastes different." And I was like, "Yeah, because it's real pasta made right back over there. Completely
Oh, they made
different.
it fresh.
They make it fresh. Yeah.
Ah.
Yep.
And there's like if you cut it with like a certain tool, like then it's even better. Like it's less gummy or something like that. But yeah, there's all in Italy. Like no one has a gluten allergy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Like they could eat pasta and bread and everything, and nobody gets sick or bloated or anything. Yeah, they're poisoning us here.
I can believe that.
All right. So your resolution.
So you believe in New Year's resolutions?
I mean,
You don't?
you can make a resolution any day. Like I don't want to wait until New Year's to make a change that's going to better my life.
Okay. I can accept that.
Like I can make my resolution today before New Year's,
All
and
right.
it's just a lifestyle. That's how I view it.
Or on the
Okay.
15th of March or whatever,
Yeah.
because I started late. You know what I mean? It's my
Exactly.
life. I start my new rules when I want to.
Last year this time, I went home and I was about to have a Crown and Coke. And I said, "Whoa. I've been drinking these every day since the pandemic." And I said, "I'm done." And I quit drinking. And I just realized, like, it's been a year.
That's awesome.
So-
Congrats, dude.
Yeah.
I wasn't an alcoholic. I just was doing
Yeah.
it every day. And so I said, I'm going to stop drinking. I'm getting closer to God. So I started reading my Bible. And I hate to say this publicly, but I quit listening to rap music. And
What?
yeah,
I know, it's weird.
I quit listening to rap music.
Wait, what kind of rap music? You listen to gospel hip hop?
I haven't found any
Oh,
that I like.
I'm gonna
So
send you
put me
some
up on
stuff. I'm gonna send
All
you
right.
some stuff.
And I'm gonna give you the reasoning behind it. One of my friends got killed, and it was like in August of last year, and I was listening to all the music we used to listen to, just reminiscing. I'm in my car, I'm crying, listening to How Long Will They Mourn Me, Pour Out a Little Liquor, From the Cradle to the Grave, and I was like, whoa. All this time, this is the music that we've been listening to, and they pumping it in my psyche that it's all right for me to die out here doing this and all that. And I said, I got to give this a break.
Yeah.
And I started listening to nothing but gospel music. Now, if somebody else is listening to it, I won't make them turn it off.
Yeah.
But I legitimately cut back on it.
I love that.
And it was weird at first because that was old school rap. That's my thing, man. And I'm sorry. We were riding in the car. This was yesterday, and so my wife got in the car with me, and it's gospel music playing. She said, "That's what's wrong with you right now. You listen to nothing but gospel music. You can't be all freaky and listen to gospel music. You need to switch it up sometimes."
That is so funny.
Oh wow. That's
She's
hilarious.
like, you're too much for the Lord.
Yeah.
You gotta leave that in the car. Don't take that into the bedroom.
No, so I haven't fully cut out
So funny.
secular music, but I have drastically increased my consumption of like gospel hip hop. I've
Okay.
even found like gospel EDM and gospel techno and house music and
Fun.
all that. They got some pretty good stuff out now, and I'm gonna send you some
Really?
albums. Yeah, but like this kind of like takes me back to a conversation that we had a long time ago.
Please refresh my memory.
We were at Sprint, and we were talking about certain groups of people in hip hop and other areas of entertainment and their cult-like actions and subliminal messages. And I thought that was all like BS. I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you showed me some things.
I remember. Yeah.
And you broke me for like 6 months. Like I literally would not even turn the radio on.
Wow.
It was crazy.
I
So
remember
crazy. And you know what's so weird about that too? Is at that time, I was able to look up all that information. I did my own research, right? And the stuff I found was appalling, right? But I would talk to my friends about it. Like if it would come up, like I wasn't like throwing it in everyone's faces, but if it came up in conversation, I'm like, oh, well, I don't like this artist. And they're like, why? And I would tell them why. And then I would show them why. But after a while, I couldn't find anything online about it. It's like everything that was on the internet about that group disappeared.
Isn't that
Wow.
Disappeared. Yes, because it must have been maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. I went to go show somebody to prove them wrong. I couldn't prove them wrong.
Wow.
Yeah, it was wild.
I think they're trying to we're in a simulation. They're trying to control it. They're like, no. We don't want anybody else affected by that. Like it was you. At least you broke him out of it though. He snapped you into like reality.
Yeah.
Because I've heard some crazy stuff about like how like the masters of like the music, like the albums, like what they do to like dedicate them and stuff.
So.
And I'm like, that is, if that's real, like, come on.
But then again, like being of our belief, it could 100% be real.
Absolutely.
Like it should be real if that's the case.
Absolutely.
You know?
Have you ever seen They Clone Tyrone?
Yes. That's
You've
good.
watched
That's
it?
good.
It's
No.
on Netflix. It's pretty good. You should watch it.
Okay.
Good.
It's got Jamie Foxx in it, and it's right there. I think a lot of times entertainment, like that's part of the conspiracy too, is like they have to disclose what they're doing in plain sight, and they dress it up as funny or entertainment, so people laugh through it, but they get to check it off their box that they told you that they're doing it. So once I watched that, like it changed my perspective of music and like food and like
I need to watch that.
products and everything.
So I told you about the music, and I still couldn't stop because it's like your soundtrack to your life.
Oh yeah.
So it was hard for me to let a couple things go. One of my cousins, I don't know if he want me telling this story. I'm gonna tell it anyway. He's an elder in the church now. He was in a rap group, and they were about to get signed by Eazy-E, and they was flying out to L.A., but it was the day he was supposed to graduate high school. And he promised his grandmother he's going to walk across the stage. So he didn't go. So since the group didn't show up, the other people went, but they wanted the whole group. That next day, he signed Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And so he was really into this rap thing, and one day he told me, he was like, man, it's some bad stuff in music. And he quit.
Good for him.
Like completely quit. He's an elder in church now and all that, and he would tell me stuff, and then now when I look at it, I'm like, okay, it's almost like it's programming, because even if you don't like a song and you hear it over and over again, you'll be repeating it.
You sing it.
Yeah.
You can't find your birth certificate, but you know that song. Call Me Maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody wants to. But it's catchy.
What are we even doing today? What is happening here?
Wait,
I'm loving it,
before
though.
we change subjects, 'cause you mentioned Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you guys watch his special?
I did.
I did.
I did.
So like
Very powerful.
me and Ashley pulled that up one night thinking, oh, this is probably going to be it'll be all right. So we're watching it like 11 o'clock at night, turn it on, and oh my gosh, like I was in tears. Like I was literally crying on my wife's shoulders because of what he did. That was
It
powerful.
was powerful.
Yeah.
I know.
And
I root for Jamie Foxx. Like, I root for him. I don't know. Since he's been on In Living Color, like, he was so good. And he was added in, like, after it was already going. You know how hard it is to, like, jump on a train when it's already moving and make your mark? Mm-hmm. So I've been a fan.
He's one of a kind, though. Mm-hmm. Nobody can do what he does.
No.
Like, I mean...
He could sing, too.
He can really sing.
His old special, back in the day, he's at the piano. He's like, he made it like a musical, like, stand-up. But it was so good.
He has an album.
Back. I know.
With T-Pain, you know, like he can really sing.
I know.
So here's the thing about if you're in entertainment. Look, you said it was powerful, brought you to tears. It touched me. Mm-hmm. You didn't see it yet. You'll see it. But then
I saw parts of it, but not the whole thing.
It's a whole group of people that says it's horrible.
What? Mm-hmm.
But no matter what you do, you're never gonna please everybody.
No, haters are gonna hate.
That's so crazy to me.
I know. But again, we're in the Matrix. And have you ever seen the movie The Matrix?
Yes.
So you know the agent with the glasses?
Yes.
What's his name?
Smith. Yeah.
So the conspiracy is that our existence is filled with all the Agent Smiths. So you ever like talk to someone about something that you're really passionate about and they just like shut you down immediately? They're like, that sounds crazy. And it kind of makes you feel weird. And then you like pivot. That's an Agent Smith. Mm-hmm. So when you're doing your stuff, like if you're doing a comedy special, do it for you, you know, like do it so you're happy, because you're going to always have some of those negative people that are just going to be there just to kind of like get under your skin enough for you to like second guess what you're doing. And like, that's the point of them.
I've had experiences like that where I've come across Agent Smiths and they kind of like try and poo-poo on you, right?
Yeah, like immediately.
Yeah.
And you're so excited and you're like, why did I share that with that person?
And it
Marlon
bothers
so polite.
you.
He called it poo-poo.
We were just talking about Jesus. But yeah, so like I used to care what those people thought, but now I'm like, why do I care about what they think? I should only care about what he thinks up there.
Come on now.
Correct.
So
and
Agent
you
Smith,
are of him, so your instinct and what you want to do is what's going to make everything work.
That's right.
They're there as a distraction to poo-poo on it so that you go, well, maybe I should do it like the other way.
That's right.
No.
Nope.
That's right.
They're Agent Smith.
Because culture is broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You keep your poo-poo away from us.
Yeah, I don't want
we're
your
doing
dookie.
good stuff over here.
What is this podcast turning into today?
I don't know what happened.
Whoa. It's been a long year. Like,
and now you can send your donations to Laugh Through Podcast.
Jesus is in the corner shaking his head. He's like, I don't know, man. It's free will. Maybe you're going to say some weird stuff.
But, you know, it feels good that you can talk about your faith to, you know, somebody.
Yeah.
You know,
I talk about my faith a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it's been more and more since I started going back, where you can find people that are like-minded that you can, you know, have a conversation.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better at it because, like, I won't walk up to somebody and just start, you know. But I'm really getting better with it. So I'm growing. I'll put it that way. I'm definitely growing.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot easier for me too. Back in the day, I used to never, like, I was too shy or scared, not confident enough to talk about it. But whenever I left my job at the school district here, like, I was talking to one of my mentors at the time, and I was like, why does God want me to take this job? And when I say, why does God want me to take it? Like, God made this happen. There's no way that, like, it was almost like me floating on a cloud to this new position. That's how wild it was, seriously. And he was like, well, Marlon, like, right now, you're just stuck here in Tampa, and this is the only influence you have. But if you take this position, you're going to have a national presence. And imagine how much more opportunities you will have to talk about God if you take this job. And that's what I've been doing. So, like, anytime I have the opportunity to bring it up and not be, like, tossing in someone's face, I do it all the time.
Good for you.
That's good.
Yeah, because everything that I have now is only because of his grace.
Yes.
And him.
So you got to give him props.
Yeah. And you know what? I found out that the more I seek, follow, and give him props, the more blessings he gives me.
Yes.
So I'm going to talk about him all day long.
Yeah. This is a gospel podcast. With Catherine Maloney. An angel's wings just burst into flames. Like, girl, I've seen your show. And I'm like, I know. But that like my priest loves me because he's like, you brought yourself back. He was like, and the way I talk about stuff and like, you know, I went
We
to
actually
one.
banned you.
Yeah, like, you got excommunicated. You just didn't get served. But no, it was funny. I was outside my church one Sunday, and it was his birthday. Like he's the assistant pastor or associate pastor, whatever they call him. And it was his birthday, so they were like, "It's for his birthday," and we all said happy birthday before mass started. And then afterwards, me and my neighbor were talking outside. Of course, we like cleared the parking lot, and like we're sitting out there talking, and the priest comes around the corner. He's like, "I hear you," because it's like us, like, you know, really loud, and like we thought nobody was around. And meanwhile, we're at God's house. We're like, it's quiet, safe space. But this other woman came up, and she, you know, she's like, "I forgot something in the church. Can I go in?" And so we all start talking outside, and the old lady comes back out, and she's like, "Father, what are you gonna do for your birthday?" And he goes, "Oh, I don't know. I've got plans." And she goes, "I want to take you to lunch. Like, where do you want to go?" And he was like, "Outback sounds good." And I was like, "Outback? Yeah, that's amazing." You know, it's like right over here at Duck Slow or whatever. So then the lady goes, "What about you ladies? Would you like to join us?" So I ended up going to lunch with the priest on his birthday. We sat in a booth, me, my old neighbor, this woman, and the priest. And it was the best time ever. But it's like, if you were to tell me that that would be something in my life that would happen, I would be like, there's no way. But it's like, it's God's plan.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
he gets such a kick out of me because we're sitting there at lunch and I'm like talking about all this kind of stuff. And he's like, he's like, "I don't even have to correct you once." He was like, "You tell the story." And so I think that we're supposed to be doing what we're doing. There's a reason for it. Like, we're the voice. I'm a very non-traditional voice for this. Like, Ron will probably tell you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very non-traditional.
But I think that that's what some people need to hear, because there's a lot of people that are like on the fence and they feel like it's too late to go back or it's too late to think that way. And I just think that there's always time to re-engage and like get back on track. So
Next episode, Christian comedian Catherine Maloney.
never.
Can you imagine?
Oh my gosh, that's when I make all the real money.
Yeah.
So here go the thing about it though. Like growing up in church, my father, the man that raised me, he was part of the prison ministry. So they go to prisons and
That's awesome.
talk to those. So Jesus hung out with the people
That was his people.
that was disenfranchised.
Heck yeah.
You know what I mean? So that means you're supposed to reach somebody. Like, you can reach somebody that I can't reach. I can reach somebody you can't reach.
Correct.
Ryan. Marlon, my son's name is Ryan, and he's on my mind right now. Marlon can reach people that we can't reach. So we all got our own gifts and our things. So let them use you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
That's
it
it.
is. You know, so that's what I think.
Yeah, one of the things that I learned too this past year was that Christians, like priests and pastors, ministers, like they're cool. Like they
they're just
are
people.
normal people and they are cool people.
and that's the part that we forget. We put them on a pedestal and forget that they're really human.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I found out my pastor before and he's hilarious.
Yeah.
Absolutely hilarious.
That's
Cool
awesome.
guy. Yeah.
that's what's up. Look at us, yo.
Hey, this is a good way to go into 2025. I mean,
It really is.
yeah.
It really
It
is.
really is.
And part of me, like, I don't want to be hypocritical. Like, I don't want to talk about it and then 10 minutes later I'm doing something that I know I ain't supposed to do. So I learned, my cousin, we talk about stuff. He says, as long as you keep walking towards him, he gonna keep coming towards you. So just keep walking towards it. And I said, well, some days I don't even feel like I did nothing, but I just feel like I'm not doing nothing. I go, he's like, no, you're going in the right direction. Just keep doing that. And so now I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think that's like a huge sign that you're doing the right thing, that you're second guessing. Like, that you're like, did I do enough today? Like, that's a huge step in the right direction.
Yeah.
People that aren't on the right path aren't second guessing whether or not they did enough.
But
They're like, I'm good.
One thing to remember though is as long as you're doing it for the right reason, whatever you're doing, you do it for the right reason, it's always going to be enough.
Do you? This is something I've been asking myself for the past year. Do you know what your purpose is?
Yes, I think.
You know what your purpose is?
Well, it's definitely to make people laugh. That's definitely like the core of me, but I think I'm supposed to start like a church, like a spinoff. I think I'm supposed to do something in that respect. I don't think I'm ever supposed to get remarried or
Like,
do
I want to
any of that.
laugh, but I think she's serious.
I'm dead
so
serious.
I
I am dead serious. Yeah. I know. Shoot big. Like, I'm like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to like travel around to all the sites, like all the shrines that I talk about on my other podcast. And that's what I want to do. Like, if I had my way, I would have a travel show and go do all the restaurants and meet all the old people and hear their stories. And
That's awesome.
yeah, and do all that. I would
Wow.
love that. Hulu, Netflix.
Wow.
Somebody.
That's cool.
Yeah, I would love that. I would wake up every day ear to ear.
Well,
Be
that's also a goal of mine, is to travel the world and do something similar. But I feel like my purpose is somewhere. It has something to do with furthering God's kingdom. I don't know exactly what it is yet, but I've found that one thing that I'm good at doing is building platforms or providing platforms or building teams. So like bringing you guys together here is like on a platform, and look at us, we're talking about God, all right?
See?
Yeah.
So maybe that is what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm still searching.
God's up there like, they're getting closer. He's got popcorn. He's like, they're so close. They're all in the same room. They're all saying the same thing. It's going to click, you guys. The angels are like, are you sure? You think it's going to happen? Like, yeah, they're this close. Give me the gummy bears.
I don't know. I haven't fully discovered what my purpose is. Like, I know that I can reach people. And like when we do our shows, at the end of the show, like I'm just telling a story and somebody will come up to me and hug me and be like, thank you for your testimony. You touched me. And I'm like, whoa, thank you, I guess. So I know he's working on me. I just don't know exactly in what direction I'm going to be used.
But you're open for it.
I'm open.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing. You're making yourself available and you're making great choices. Like you're becoming like a ready vessel, right? So it's like you're taking all your steps, but that's all it is. It's like we're human. Like we said, like priests and pastors and nuns, they're just people. The saints, they were just people. Jesus was half a guy, half God, half man, So it's like I think that's why we relate to the like religious people, because I think that's him showing like, look, I was just like them too. Like I'm not, you know what I mean? That's why he hung out with the vagrants and the prisoners and everybody, because he wanted us to not turn the cheek on them and like pretend like it's not in your little universe. Like you need to step in and help. So, and that's the other thing. We all help people. We try.
Yeah.
So work on yourself and your community, and like he'll bless you. He does.
We are big blessed. I cannot say that I'm not. I am blessed, and part of the struggle with my growth this year was grace. Like I don't deserve this. Why is this happening for me? Like I used to do this or I did that. Like why? But
That's Agent Smith talking to you.
that's what it is.
It is.
But it's grace.
Like you are forgiven.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to not carry that burden with you. Like you did it. You lived it. You're forgiven. Move on. Don't let Agent Smith get in your head.
Preach.
This is deep, y'all. Wow.
I know. People are gonna be like, "What were they on?"
I'm not listening to that
On
no
the
more.
Lord. If we get one person to find Jesus from this episode, we have done our job. I'm telling you guys, if they're like, they're getting close to their life's purpose.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's fun to be able to say things out loud, because a lot of times you feel like you can't say things because someone's gonna be like, "That was weird,"
Yeah.
or
It's weird too. Like I used to not want to say things out loud because people would think I was weird, but then I realized there's so many more people like me than I thought there originally were.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're everywhere.
Yeah, we are. We're everywhere.
We're here.
Yeah.
So
All right. So, do you have a New Year's resolution going into 2025? Is there something? No rap music, obviously. No alcohol.
That was last year.
Okay. Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah, that was last year. So I mean, I think
And
I'm
like
gonna keep
Casa
that.
Cavassier.
I think I'm gonna keep that going, but I haven't really sat down and thought about it. I just know that I do want to get closer to God. I want to be available for what He wants me or needs me to do, and I just want to be a better person, a better father, a better grandfather, a better friend, and I want to help people. That's it. That's it. That's my thing.
If I were to make a resolution, so my new lifestyle change is I'm going to be a better steward of my time and my team and finances.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like both of yours. I'm going to do all of them.
I'll take both of yours.
They both sound good. I'll have both of those. Yeah, that's it. Like, I'm getting my finances together, which will help me tremendously because my goal is to do, actually, like, I'm going to be working on my clean set because I want to start going for other opportunities, and you have to. Like, you have to. So I'll be working on that for, like, the next, like, my goal for this time next year is to have all my finances squared away, get my passport, have my first big trip on the books, and then have my auditions for all my big stuff. So I got a big year ahead of me, but like I've lined myself up and I've gotten myself prepared like to, it's like preparing for a marathon. It's like, it's going to be rough, but I've been working out. So hopefully
You
I'll
built
be
for
okay.
this.
Yeah. I'm built for crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You built for this. You got this.
So yeah, but that's good. We all have like, and who knows, this time next year, maybe we'll be like in another country recording. And they're like,
Yeah.
we're right outside the cathedral. It's amazing.
January 11th,
You and me.
we on the show together. We might as well call that a laugh-through show.
We should from now on.
Where are you guys going?
Spring Hill, Florida.
Hey, you got to start somewhere.
It's beautiful this time of year.
The cranes are
It's
on the
always
highway. Yeah, we're doing a theater up there, so
Yeah.
it should be fun.
This is-
It's gonna be.
Are you guys like going back to back? Are you guys up there together or what?
I'm gonna open for Ron, so Ron's
Okay.
the headliner. Yep. So that'll be fun.
That will be fun.
Oh, it's gonna be a
So,
lot of fun.
you
People
know-
always worry because I'm a quote unquote dirtier comic. Like Ron's squeaky compared to me.
Don't say squeaky.
Yeah, that's true. You hate when I say squeaky.
Yeah. Listen,
or Christian. You don't
I
like
just-
Christian either.
Clean?
Yeah, just clean.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. When my comedy, my dialect, I just don't use curse words.
Profanity.
That's it.
Yeah.
I still talk about adult subject matter. I just do it in a
That's
way that I do it. And 9 times out of 10, people don't even notice
Yeah.
until they're like, hey, you didn't even curse. And so when people say that, oh, he's a Christian comic, I think they think it's gonna be corny.
Yeah.
Or he's squeaky clean. Like I'm gonna be talking about cheese and crackers for 45 minutes. No, talking about real life stuff.
No, he tells his story. Like you said, it's your testimony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I keep telling her, everybody says she's so dirty. She's not really dirty. She just curses. And sometimes she don't even need the curse words. That's her comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
my
it.
culture.
Yeah.
I was raised by a bunch of monsters,
Yeah.
So like the F word just like flows.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. I just like turn into like a little Joe Pesci.
But you know what?
One time I said it 69 times in Winter Circle. Like the
They
owner,
counted it?
they did. They had a napkin and he had it. He was taking it off, and I got off stage and he was like, he wasn't mad. He was happy. He was like celebrating. I was like, that was a weird way to get off stage.
That's
but
excessive.
yeah. They're like, that's pretty impressive. Like we were happy you landed on that number.
was
Like
gonna say,
that was
69,
the
is that
number.
plain?
Yeah. They were probably like, don't say it again. Like in the back, Don't hit 70. They were so happy. But But I noticed this weekend I was over at Snappers in Palm Harbor. I don't think at one of the sets I even cursed. Like, it was so weird. I caught myself. I was like, oh.
I told you.
Yeah. I don't think I cursed really. And then I think that's what it was. Maybe I did say a curse, and I was like, that felt weird because I didn't have one like the whole set. But
You're in your head. That's all.
I'm in my head.
That's all.
And I don't like people telling me what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. I hate
Yeah.
that.
I'm like, I'll do what I want to do. I'll ruin my career slowly. Let me do it my way. You know, because I'm a toddler sometimes. You know, some people are like that. But I'm getting better. Like, I think that's the key to success in life is don't let people rock your boat.
Yeah, I agree with that to a certain extent.
Stay calm.
Yeah. Well, yes, I agree with that.
When you're going to get real mad, take a beat. Scream in a pillow.
I'm learning. Like, so say me and you don't agree with something, and you passionate about what you feel. I'm passionate about what I feel. Nothing I tell you is gonna make you change your mind.
This has happened a lot. I get
And nothing
mad on
you
the phone.
tell me is gonna make me change my mind. So,
It's true.
So why are we even doing it?
Yeah.
So people need to just walk away and agree to disagree.
I like that. Have you ever heard of like when like your wife or your girlfriend or your husband, boyfriend, whoever, your sister, your mother, they come to you and they're like, you're never gonna believe this. You stop and you say, do you want to vent? Or do you want advice? Or do you want me to get mad on your behalf? And you let that person pick and go, I'm always going to pick mad on my behalf. I am always going to pick. If you give me the choice. Ron's like, you put me in a bad scenario because he will never take that. But because he's good. But I do like that because then it's like pick your, you know, like you're not going to make the other person even madder. Because you ever do that? Like you're like, you know what you should do? And they're like, you should shut up. You know, it's one of those because you didn't ask the question.
I've had experience with that recently because Ashley, my wife, now works with us. She's like the COO I've been looking for forever, right?
Excellent.
But she likes to vent. And she vents to me because she can't vent down. There's no one, you know, above her or to the side of her. It's just really me,
she can
right?
call me and vent.
Yeah.
Like I'm like
she
a toll.
call you.
I'm like a toll line. Like,
call you.
hey, 888, Catherine, you got to hear this.
But I used to always take it the wrong way. Like I was thinking she was complaining, or am I supposed to get upset? So I recently was like, hey, is this a vent or am I supposed to respond somehow? And what I asked her to do was say, hey, I'm going to vent and just let me have it. And I could just sit there and I could listen and then we could both go on about our days venting
Perfect.
over.
See, that's what you got to do.
So
I love it.
I'm talking when it comes to my wife, not anybody else, but when she's venting to me, I think I'm supposed to fix it. And so I go into, well, try this, and then
She doesn't want that right now.
she don't want that. And I never thought about asking like that. So I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
And we're
I'm
not being
telling you.
disrespectful. Like I truly want to know, like,
No,
how can
no.
I be a better husband?
Like, I want to be a better me in this scenario. Like, I don't want to add to it. Because sometimes it does feel like people add to the stress of it. So,
I'm going to try it.
Okay.
But I want one of y'all right now.
as your witness,
No. Which one of y'all going to let me sleep on y'all's couch?
it's going to be Marlon.
I got
if
I
it
got
goes
space.
bad. All right?
I got you.
All right.
It's
Okay.
got to be Marlon. My dog, that's his couch. He's a big old pity. He's like, what do you mean we have guests, you know? But yeah, no, I think if you said, hey, we were on the podcast and like, come to find out, have you ever heard of this? And then she'd be like, if you ever ask me, I will pop you. You need to read my mind.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe it'll save somebody.
It
Yeah,
will.
maybe.
That's great advice. You clip that one up
Yeah, I
right there.
will. I will.
That's great advice right there.
Yeah.
And coming from you, the future pastor.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm
I'm telling you. Listen, I'm not too far from a nun's disposition. Like I have that snippy. Like I'm in church and I see kids like I saw one kid standing on the kneeler. Oh, the nun in me came out. I wanted a ruler in my hand so bad. Put your fingers out. Because it's like, how could you have your kid standing on the thing?
You should have slapped the parents, not
Oh
the kid.
man, I was like, I'm looking, and the boy did it too, and so he ended up being like taller than the father because the kid was like 12 or something, and the girl was like 7, and I'm like, you're too old to be doing stupid crap like this. But then I was like, I could be a nun. I could get these kids in order.
so this is a good transition. So you got kids,
Kids, 3 kids.
you have kids, I have kids. So when you're in a situation and your kids you having a disagreement with your child, how do you handle that?
Oh man, disagreement with my child?
Yes.
They're not allowed to disagree. Like, they just have to accept it. I mean, thinking about my parents when I was
First of all,
growing
how
up,
old are they?
They're small.
13,
Oh.
11 as of
Okay.
yesterday.
Happy
No,
birthday.
2 days ago,
Happy
29th.
birthday.
And then 8.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
so they're
That's a
still young.
solid
Yeah.
age, but that's
It's
an
starting.
age where it
starting.
splits right
Things are getting
there.
crazy.
That.
Starting to.
It's starting.
They're
Yeah.
starting to.
So you just lay down the law and
Take it or leave it.
It's final.
It's final.
Okay, I like that. What about you now with Kayla?
Kayla's awesome. My kid's awesome. Like, she's like a better version of me, and I really didn't have a lot of pushback. Like, I didn't have a lot, like here and there a little bit, but like when she was younger, if we were in public, I just had to look at her. She knew by the crazy in my eye where we were at, and she knew I would make a fool out of both of us. Like, I don't have a problem making a fool. I'm from New York. We're loud, you know? So like so she like.
So you causing scenes.
Oh, I'll cause a scene.
Okay.
And so she knew I would cause a scene, so she would be like, I don't want a scene. And I used to tell her, like, if we were in, like, let's say Target or, like, Publix, like, somewhere where I knew we could run into someone, and if she, you know, and she rarely ever did anything, but if for whatever reason there was a moment, I'd be like, what would you do if your teacher came around the corner and saw you like this? And she was like, I wouldn't like that. And I'm like, yeah, look where we're at. Check your surroundings. I'm like, there's people everywhere. I was like, I will pop off.
This ain't what you want.
And I was like, this ain't your life, kid. And she would button up like real quick. So I never had like a big thing. And she's like my buddy. All in all, like, we finish each other's sentences. Like, we have a great sense of humor and like rapport with each other. Like, so she just knows that it ain't gonna fly.
So my kids are all adults now. So now I have to trick them into, I hope they don't see this. I have to trick them.
They don't watch our stuff.
Because like you can't just tell them to do something because they can make their own decisions. So now I lay out the scenarios, and if it's something, especially if it's something I messed up in before, like I'm like, listen, if you do this and this, chances are this is gonna happen because been there, done that. I'm trying to save you the time.
You pull out a chart,
Yeah.
you're citing examples.
Exactly.
You're like, in 2003, this is where I made that choice.
And I tell them, if I tell you and you make that decision, you just dumb.
Yeah.
And if you do it and I don't tell you because I made the mistake, I'm a horrible father. I'm trying not to be a horrible father. You know? Give them the thing to do.
And then you're like, and I'm going to need you to sign here and here, even notary, because I'm not paying for this mistake. You are fully aware of this.
Yeah.
Now you have a nice weekend.
So it gets tough as they get older, as a parent, because you can't make them, and then you start questioning yourself, like, why would they do that? That's just, I know I taught them better than that. Like, what? Is it something that I did? And then you'll play those games with yourself, but it's that Agent Smith y'all was
It's the
talking
Agent
about.
Smith.
So-
making you second guess everything. Yeah. I just know where I was at like her age and what we were like. Thank God there were no phones.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like we had like we ran amok.
Totally different. Like I got
They're doing great.
Like social media itself is a whole nother pressure for these kids. You know what I mean? Like we worried about our outfit or something like that. They got to worry about somebody posting them.
Oh
And-
yeah.
Or if they do post, all of the feedback that. So it's rough.
Oh yeah, that's like it's proven with social media, like the self-consciousness and like even suicide and everything is so high amongst like that teenage girl gap between like 13 and like 17, and it's all from like this social media pressure to like live your best life and everything is perfect. And we just knew each other on a personal level. We knew each other's lives. Like when we were growing up, we saw each other's messy houses and like awkward families and stuff like that. And now everybody's like, look, everything's perfect. And I'm always like, nothing's perfect. I'm always telling my kids.
Nothing.
I'm like, this is all smoke and mirrors.
One of the most embarrassing moments in your life is when your friends are over and your mama pop you upside the head or something.
My mom would beat me in front of anybody. And I've watched a lot of my friends get beat. You know, it's so awkward.
That was part of the thing.
Yeah.
And they laugh at you like, shut up. Oh.
Do you remember crying so hard? Like,
Yeah.
like I never had
Keep
my
crying.
kid-
I'm going to give you something to cry about.
I used to have it all the time.
You just did.
She would get creative. My mom would like throw random stuff at me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The worst for me was those teenage years. We had landlines. Y'all remember those landlines? Mm-hmm. So you'd be on the phone trying to put your Mac down. You got the music playing in the background. And then your mother pick up the phone. Hello? Is you on my phone? You need to clean up that room. You got your drawers all on the floor. Like, hey, I'm going to call you back. No, right now.
He's not calling you back. I'm not paying for this bill.
And then a girl will call. Mm-hmm. Young lady, didn't I just tell you don't call here? I didn't just call there. Well, quick, don't call back. And hang up the phone. Like, oh, gosh.
Like, you're mixing up my girls.
Yeah, it was tough. Tough times, y'all. Tough times. But we made it.
We made it.
I'm glad we lived like that, though. Honestly, like, we have, like, such fun, weird experiences. Like, think
Yes.
about just, like, in our lifetime, you know, we had records, 8-tracks, cassettes, CDs, streaming, iPods, like, just, like, random stuff, you know? Like,
Do you know these kids, they don't even get phone numbers no more.
Don't get phone numbers.
They don't get phone numbers. They
just
follow each other
DM?
on
Social
social
media?
media.
that's how you know they like you.
Like you haven't been disappointed till you went to a party or something. You meet a girl and you ask for her phone number, and then you get the number. You bragging to your boys, got the number, and you get home and you call it, and it's a fax machine.
That's happened to you?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I got
That
the
is
fax
so
machine.
funny. Well, I hope no one follows me for any of those intentions. I'm good. I'm going into this 2025 with blinders up. I'm going to go in another year. Like I said, I'm going to be like a nun or something.
Okay.
yeah.
I still think about your the last episode we were talking about nunning.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
hilarious.
That's like my dream job. You know, to
Yeah.
make like $60,000 nunning.
Yeah.
Oh, man. They get 401ks and like
Yeah.
health insurance and like,
Do you really need health insurance though?
no. I haven't had health insurance in
if you're a
forever.
nun.
I know, right? It's like being a psychic. You know what's wrong. Well, I wish you guys a happy new year.
Yeah, same to you.
Happy New Year to y'all. This is gonna be, everybody says it, but it's gonna be the best year yet because we're going into it different this year. We just said it publicly that we put God first.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
I'm like,
We
amen.
are.
All right.
All right.
This has been Laugh Through Podcast. Rahn Hortman.
Catherine Maloney.
Marlon Gordon.
Peace.